Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Watch Collector. My name's Ollie. Today we're going to be looking at a brand that I fell in love with just a few weeks ago, which was the first time I was able to actually get their watches in my hand. And that specifically was AMIDA and their Digitrend. Now before we get into it, of course, the obligatory wristwatch check, and today I'm wearing an HYT H0 unique piece. So AMIDA Digitrend, a brand that was relaunched just a year or so ago and was, in my view, a wonderful and faithful reinterpretation of a 90s, 70s classic, the Digitrend. All the aspects were present and correct. Stainless steel, driver's watch, using a prism in order, light reflecting prism, in order to be able to display the watch, display the time vertically, when in fact the movement was horizontal. And as I think I probably expressed in that video, I loved it. Well, if they could up their game, they have. In my view, this is one of the best pieces I've seen at this price point, 4,500 Swiss francs plus VAT. Out there in the market. I present the AMIDA Digitrend Open Sapphire. As soon as I saw it, I fell in love with it, because there was something about let's call it the original model, because it's full closed case back, whether in stainless steel or in gold or in black, that obviously lends itself to extra heft, both visually and physically. This, with the way they've done the sapphire crystal on both top and bottom, revealing the horizontal numbers underneath, is magical. Not only visually, because then you get that real sense of depth to the dial, also physically. This piece actually only weighs 110 grams. So it's incredibly light, incredibly, I say light both in terms of weight and the way that it appears when it's on your wrist, and obviously we'll get to the wrist shot very shortly. The dimensions are almost exactly the same as the original version of this model. So that's 39 millimeters by 39.6 millimeters by 16 millimeters in height. Everything is present and correct. So as I mentioned, you've got your horizontal Soprod Newton movement. What's really nice about this is on both the front and the back, you have got the Geneve finishing on the plate. And then, of course, you've got, as I mentioned, that light reflecting prism that creates the effect of verticality compared to the movement being horizontal. And as you can see, there it is in all its glory. The idea being, as a driver's watch, with your hand on the steering wheel, you don't need to move your hand in order to be able to actually tell the time. So not only does it have that feature of light reflecting prism, you also have jumping hours, which I will try and demonstrate now. And actually it's really quite satisfying. So not only can you see it vertically, you can see how the hours jump through the top of the sapphire crystal whilst it's on your wrist. Just flipping it over. As you can see, I love the contrast of the Alcantara strap with the calf on the underside in black and orange. This piece has got 44 hours power reserve, 50 meters in water resistance, and as I mentioned, you've got Côte de Genève and Anglage on the backside and the movement itself as well. So even though arguably this could be conceived as a relatively entry level into independent horology, the thought level and attention to detail is superb. And honestly, I really fell in love with the presentation of this sapphire crystal, both back and front. So let's throw it on the wrist and see how it wears. So the first things first I can tell you is, because of the calf and the Alcantara on the strap, the way it molds around your wrist is just lovely. And hopefully now you can see what I mean in terms of the visual lightness of this piece that's lent to it by that sapphire crystal dome. It's in my view, absolutely wonderful. I love the way that the Côte de Genève adorns the plate around the AMIDA logo. For some reason, even though I don't think it's any different, it just seems to be a little bit more legible as well in terms of actually reading the time. It still has the stainless steel, 316 stainless steel edging around the viewing pane, should we call it, for the time. But perhaps it's just because there's that extra level of light that's being brought into the case. It just seems to have that little extra bit of legibility. Honestly, I think what they've done is just wonderful. Should say that this is a limited edition of just 150 pieces. I can't imagine these are going to stay around for long. And I can't imagine that there are going to be that many people who, if they see this watch in the flesh, they're not going to fall in love. Because if you're a child of the 60s, 70s, and maybe even the 80s, and you have a recollection of all those amazing sort of superhero cop channels, Knight Rider in particular springs to mind to me, it's going to immediately evoke the sense of that period, and certainly for me that's kind of pulls on the heartstrings. So guys, that's the AMIDA Digitrend Open Sapphire. I think you can probably tell how I feel about it. I think it's absolutely superb. Guys, that's enough for me for now. I hope you enjoyed it. Would love to know what you think about this. Does it stray away from the idea of having that completely 70s look, or does it bring it bang up to date? Let me know in the comments, and that's enough from me. We'll see you next time.